Hello everyone, welcome back to Oneg Shabbat. Today we'll be learning about Parashat Pekudei, the end of Chumash Shmot. Chumash Shmot, which we started in Yetziat Mitzrayim, we finished with Hashraat Shechina, and the Ramban, in the beginning of his Hakdama to Sefer Shmot, notes that this is a critical thing, because the end of the Geula, Am Yisrael is fully out of Mitzrayim only when Hashraat Shechina, only with the finishing of the building of the Mishkan, and with the Shechina, does Am Yisrael truly get out of Mitzrayim. Now, what I want to know today, the phenomenon we see all over Tanach, and that's that Hashem shows himself in Hashraat Shechina in two different physical ways. Way number one is through an anan, through a cloud, and the next way he does through fire. What I want to do, I want to show you a few places which we see this, and then we'll try to discuss the meaning. The first place we see it right here in the Mishkan. We'll start with this. After Moshe Rabbeinu finished building the Mishkan, פרק מ' פסוק ל"ד, ויכס הענן את אוהל מועד וכבוד אדוני מלא את המשכן, וליכול משה לבוא אל אוהל מועד כי שכן עליו הענן וכבוד אדוני מלא את המשכן. So we see here, kevod hashem is shown with the anan that is in the Mishkan. It's so strong, Moshe Rabbeinu can't even come in. The next place we see the fire is the second half of Chanukat Mishkan, which we find in Parashat Shmini. In Parashat Shmini, in Chumash Vayikra, we see in Perek Tet the whole process of the Yom Hashmini, and what happens at the end is פסוק כ"ד, פרק ט', פסוק כ"ד ויקרא, ותצא אש מלפני אדוני ותאכל על המזבח את העולה ואת החלבים והר כולם בארון ויפלו על פניהם. So once you see here, ותצא אש מלפני השם. So we have the cloud, we have the anan, and we have the fire. The same thing we find beforehand actually in Ma'amad al Sinai. In both places in Ma'amad al Sinai, which are mentioned, also in Perek Yutet, and also in Perek כ"ד in Sefer Shemot, we see that there is a cloud, and we see that there is a fire. We see in Pasuk Yudchet in Perek Yutet, ועל סיני עשן כולו, מפני אשר ירד על אדוני באש, ועל עשנו כאש אל הכבשן, ויחרד כל ההר מאוד. Here we see the Ashan, and we see the Anan as well. The Har Sinai is Malet Anan, that we see especially in Perek Kaf Daled. In Perek Kaf Daled we see Vayal Moshe El Har Vayichas in Pasuk Tetvav Vayichas Anan Het Har Vayishkon K'pnei Har Sinai Vayichaseu Anan Sheshet Yamim, and then Vayikra Moshe Ben Mitoch Anan. The same thing that happens in the Mishkan as well. So we see also in Ma'amad al Sinai once again the fire and the cloud. The next place we see this is in Bet HaMikdash. Bet HaMikdash, when Bet HaMikdash is built in Melachim Aleph in Perek right after in Pasuk Yud, before תפילת שלמה, ויהי בצאת הכהנים מן הקודש, והענן מלא את בית אדוני, ולא יכלו הכהנים לעמוד לשרת מפני הענן, כי מלא כבוד אדוני את בית אדוני. So we see once again the cloud is a siman for Hashrat Shechina in Bet HaMikdash. Here we see the cloud. Where's the fire? So in Sefer Malachim we won't find the fire, at least I didn't find it, but in Sefer Divrei Yamim, in Perek Zayin, we have the equivalent story, we will find the fire. Sefer Divrei Yamim tells us about, first of all, the cloud, and afterwards, וככלות שלמה, פרק זין, פסוק א', דברי הימים ב', וככלות שלמה התפלל, והאש ירדה מהשמיים ותאכל העולה והטבחים וכבוד אדוני מלא את הבית. We see here the fire as well. One more place where we see both of these is also in Yechezkel in Maaseh Merkava. In Sefer Yechezkel we have Maaseh Merkava two times, once in Perek Aleph and once in Perek Yud, and in both places we will find a fire and a cloud. Ariti Yufam, Yechezkel, Perek Aleph, Pasuk Daled, Va'erev ve'inei ruach se'ara ba min hatzafon anan gadol, ve'esh mitlakachat ve'noga lo saviv. So you see once again the anan and the esh. So when we see the same thing recurring, one theme, in so many places we understand that there's something significant going on here. This is not a davar. This is not accidental. There's a reoccurring thing that Hashem showed His Shechina through the Anan and through the Esh. Now, after we see this, we have to ask ourselves, why? Why did Hashem choose to show through that? I want to offer two different answers. One answer that I read through in Rav Riskin's book, on Parashat Hashavua, they claim that fire and cloud are basically two different things. The cloud is water, fire is fire. Fire and water can't connect with each other. Fire and water can't connect, and that comes to show that Hashrat Shechina coming to do something that doesn't make any logical sense. How can Hashem Hashrat Shechinato? How could the infinite meet the Ben Adam who basar vadam? How can Hashem meet man? How does that work? So we have fire and we have the Anan to show that this shouldn't be happening. It is happening. Fire and Shan should not be together. Fire and cloud should not be together, but they are together to show that even though it seems to be illogical, it does work. In the words of Shlomo HaMelech, Chanukat HaMikdash said, Hine HaShamayim u'Shmei HaShamayim lo yechalkelucha af ki habayit hazeh asher baniti. Meaning, it doesn't make any sense to Mashra Shechina in this house if the heavens aren't enough for you. Yet He does. Yet Hashem does Mashra Shechina. So it comes to show this impossible situation that somehow it does work. So the Anan and the Esh, the Anan and Anan and the Esh should be something that don't work together, yet they do. And this comes to show that man is able to reach God, man is able to meet God at least at some sort of meeting in the Mikdash and the Mishkan. Another interpretation that we could say was both the Anan and the fire are two physical things that aren't exactly physical. Anyone who saw a big fog can see a huge cloud, and then when you touch it, there's nothing to touch. You're in it, there's nothing to touch. You don't feel anything. Same thing with fire. Fire obviously is heat, but it doesn't take up space or something like that. This once again comes to show the phenomenon of the meeting with Hashem, meeting something not Gashmi inside a Gashmi world, meaning something that is beyond time and space, inside time and space. So the Anan and the Esh come to show maybe the contrast between man and God, and somehow the miracle that they're able to meet together come to show also how these two meet, that even when we meet, lest we think that Hashem is something physical, lest we think that the Anan is something that we can catch in our hands, or the fire is something we can catch in our hands, both the things are something that is not physical. And a very important thing to remember in Avodat HaMikdash, that even when we work Hashem in a physical way, we should not chas v'shalom think that Hashem, God forbid, is physical. And therefore the Anan and the Esh are both things that come to show this. Shabbat Shalom.